Baby farm, the womb brokers. They called it Hope Haven Maternity Home. A place with white walls, smiling nurses, and banners that read, "Every woman deserves a safe delivery." Located in the heart of Abadan, it was widely known as a charity maternity hospital for poor, abandoned girls. The media praised them. Politicians cut ribbons and took photos there, beaming with pride. Church groups donated clothes and baby food. But behind the angelic facade was a factory of stolen innocence, a breeding machine cloaked in humanitarian lies. Here, babies weren't born out of love, they were manufactured, priced, and sold. The business of the womb. Girls came in by the dozens, some homeless, some pregnant from rape or incest, others simply poor and hungry. They were promised safety, medical care, and shelter. The hospital staff would say all the right things. "You're safe now. We'll help you start a new life. Your baby will be born in the best hands." But the moment those gates closed, hope turned to horror. The girls were stripped of their phones and IDs, locked behind iron doors, monitored 24/7 by guards in white uniforms pretending to be nurses. There was no contact with the outside world. Some tried to escape, none succeeded. The rooms were overcrowded, with moldy ceilings and blood-stained sheets. If a girl cried too much, she was injected with sedatives. If she resisted, she was beaten. A girl once screamed when her baby was taken. Her screams echoed through the night, until they gave her an injection that kept her silent for days. "Ungrateful girl," the matron had hissed, clicking her tongue. "We rescued you from the street, and this is how you repay us." Some girls were already pregnant when they arrived. Others were forced to become pregnant. In fertility labs, masked men would carry out artificial insemination, sometimes using stolen sperm, sometimes using donor samples barely tested for safety. One girl, Amina, had cried for hours after the procedure. "I didn't agree to this," she whispered, clutching her lower belly. Another girl, barely 16, shivered in the corner. "They put something inside me. I don't know what it was. I just feel cold." Sometimes, before procedures, the girls were forced to drink bitter black liquids and chant strange words while a doctor circled them with burning incense. The staff called it cryptic pregnancy correction. But it felt more like ritual abuse. When the babies finally came, the mothers were told they didn't make it. "I'm so sorry," a nurse would say, pretending to cry. "The baby didn't survive. But you're strong. You can try again soon." In truth, the babies were quickly moved through underground tunnels and sold to the highest bidder, barren couples desperate for children, pastors staging fake miracle births to grow their churches, or traffickers linked to illegal adoption syndicates abroad. And the mothers? Sedated, memory blurred, prepped for the next pregnancy. Enter Zara Okoye. Zara Okoye was not the kind of woman who blinked in the face of evil. She was a journalist, sharp, bold, relentless. She had exposed a ring of corrupt judges in Anambra, survived a car bomb in Port Harcourt, and once rescued 2 trafficked girls from a fake orphanage in Calabar. So, when she heard the whispers of Hope Haven, her instincts lit up. "Girls go in, but never come out," she asked her editor. "That's not a hospital. That's a crime scene." "Too risky," her editor muttered. "Powerful people fund that place. If you go digging, you might not come back." But Zara had made up her mind. She contacted the DSS. After months of planning, she went undercover, posing as a pregnant, abandoned woman with no one to call. Her fake pregnancy bump was crafted with medical-grade prosthetics. Her forged blood tests showed HCG levels. She even had a fabricated medical file. When she called Hope Haven's helpline, the voice on the other end cooed, "Don't worry, dear. Help is on the way." 48 hours later, a white van arrived. "You're one of the lucky ones," the nurse in the front seat said. "We rarely get such early-stage miracle cases." Zara smiled weakly, noting the smell of bleach and the strange glint in the woman's eyes. Inside the farm. From day one, Zara's senses were on high alert. Her phone was seized. She was given bland, sedative-laced food. The other girls stared at her silently, their eyes hollow. The nurses smiled too much. The guards lingered too long. She saw the signs: security cameras in the bathrooms, nightly vitamin injections that left the girls drowsy. Once, she overheard a nurse whisper, "That one in room 7 is due tomorrow. Prep the tunnel." Her 3rd week broke her. A girl named Blessing, barely 17, went into labor. Zara sat with her, holding her hand. Blessing screamed, her voice cracking in agony. "It's okay. Blessing, I'm here. You're strong. Just breathe." The baby came. A tiny boy. He cried once, then was snatched by a nurse in gloves. "Let me see my baby." Blessing sobbed. "He's going for cleaning," the nurse replied coldly. The next morning, Blessing was gone. "Transferred to the city for recovery," they said. But Zara knew better. That night, she cried silently under her blanket. The secret messages. Zara used toothpaste to write coded messages on tissue paper and tuck them under the loose tiles near the toilet. A DSS contact, posing as a janitor, retrieved them during morning cleaning rounds. One message read, "Documented 6 births in 3 weeks. All babies vanished. No death certificates. Suspected tunnel under freezer in storage." Her goal was clear: find the tunnel, gather undeniable proof, and get out alive. The exposure. On day 45, Zara enacted the final phase of her plan. She faked severe cramps. "I think I'm going into labor," she cried. The nurses rushed to her, alarmed. While on the gurney, she activated a smoke bomb hidden in her waistband. Gas filled the hallway. Chaos broke out. "What's going on? Get the extinguisher. Shut the doors, now." Zara slipped off the stretcher, yanked off her gown, and ran barefoot down the corridor. Her bodycam recorded everything. She reached the room labeled sanitation storage. Locked. She smashed the lock with a metal rod from the utility room. Inside, shelves of baby formula, files with rich couples' names, photos of newborns with price tags beside them. A freezer unit rolled aside revealed a dark tunnel. She descended into the tunnel, just as DSS agents stormed the facility from all sides. Gunshots echoed. Screams erupted. Within minutes, the nightmare was over. Aftermath. 37 girls were rescued. 12 babies were found sedated but alive in cold storage. Files linked clients to addresses in Dubai, London, and Lagos. Hope Haven's founder, Dr. Olumaid Bakare, a celebrated fertility specialist, was arrested at the Lagos airport, trying to flee with forged documents. The media exploded. Senators who once posed with Hope Haven vanished. Investigations spread to clinics in Abuja, Enugu, and Port Harcourt. But there were shadows too. Zara received anonymous threats. A baby doll covered in red paint was mailed to her office. A man followed her home one night, whispering, "You think this ends with one clinic?" She never flinched. In a live interview, she said, "These girls had no voice. I gave them mine. If the truth is dangerous, so be it. But at least it's out there." For the first time in years, the gates of Hope Haven stayed open, not for expectant girls, but for justice. To be continued.